This video is brought to you by ClipFlip, the app that pays you money to make helpful videos on your iPhone or Android phone. Check them out at www.clipflip.com. Have you ever wanted to take your boring old regular Xbox controller and turn it into a blinged out gold Xbox controller? Well, today I'm going to be actually showing you guys how to do this. It's a really simple process, but there is a few steps you have to go through to be able to do this. Now, this actually works for pretty much any Xbox shell that you want, so it doesn't only work for gold, but I'm actually going to be making a gold controller today. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this works for any Xbox shell you might come across, so maybe like a blue one or a camo one. It'll work for all those. Anyways, thanks to Mods Extreme for providing the shells to do this video with. So check out their website down below. You can order the shells from them. They have really great prices. So check them out, and let's go ahead and jump right into the process you'll be taking to make this controller. Alright, so starting off, let's talk about what you're going to need to actually make this golden controller. Now, I'll include all the links down below where you can purchase these parts. They come in two different sets, but it rounds out to be around $30, so it's about $30 to get all these parts right here to make your controller. So one set is you can get this shell, which comes with the two sides of the shell, the battery part right here, and then also you get some thumbsticks and this torque screwdriver right here, which is used to unscrew these screws that are on your current Xbox controller. So that's one set, and then you can buy this set also comes with the triggers, and then you can buy another set which comes with all the buttons. But altogether, this comes out to be around $30. So I'll include, there'll be two links down below, one to buy the actual shell set and one to buy the golden buttons. So just check the description down below to get these parts, but you're actually going to need these to put the golden controller together. And then you're going to need a regular Xbox controller, so whichever one. You need to be willing to take it apart because you're going to have to take this apart and install this in place of the black. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the process that we're going to need to go through to put this on. Alright, so the first step in putting your golden controller together is you're going to need to take your Xbox controller that you're going to be taking apart and grab your torque screwdriver that actually comes in the kit. And what you're going to need to do is unscrew this controller. So there's going to be screws on the back right here, here, and also a hidden screw in here. And you're going to need to unscrew all of these to take this shell off so that we can go ahead and replace it with the golden one. So you take your torque screwdriver, just stick it in there. It's really easy to unscrew these screws, and you just do all of them, and then make sure to get that hidden screw on the inside. But I do want to mention that taking your shell off your Xbox controller and replacing it with another does void your warranty. So right here, you can see that is where the secret screw is, but you're going to have to rip off or remove that UPC code, which will void your warranty. But I think it's well worth it because, I mean, you get to have a freaking awesome golden controller. So while you're unscrewing these, make sure you save the screws that you get from them because you're going to be reusing those screws to put the golden controller together. So I'll just finish unscrewing these and I'll come back to you guys real quick. Alright, so now you can see that I have unscrewed the controller. I have 7 little screws right here. They're all black. Make sure to keep saving these because you're going to need them when you apply the golden shell onto this controller. So make sure to save these screws. I'm going to put them in a plastic bag over here so that they remain safe because I want to use them in a second. So let me just quickly put these in a bag and I'll show you guys what else you're going to need to do. Once you have these screws undone, your Xbox controller shell can be removed now. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to take the shell right here. We can move this off to the side because you don't really need it. And we're going to carefully start peeling it off. Now, you want to bend in your triggers because your controller is actually going to need to go up under that part of the shell is. So let's take these right here and we can move them out. So you want to be kind of careful when you're taking your controller out just to make sure none of the parts get messed up or anything like that. But once you do that, you should see that the back part should just pull off right there, and you can see the inside of the controller. The motherboard is all right here. We have our motherboard, our rumble packs, and our triggers. Now what we're going to want to do is just take this part off. So we want to, you can't see my hand, but on the bottom I'm going to be pushing out the thumbsticks on this controller. So I'm going to pop the thumbsticks through and make sure this rumble pack comes out, and then pop through the rest of the thing, and we can remove the motherboard. Let's just put that off to the side real quick over there. And this is the rest of the controller right here. We're going to want to save these little rubber parts right here. So save that and save this one right here. And then you can push everything out. You have your Xbox center button, your start and select button right here. We're going to want to just pull all of these out. We have our A and all those buttons. Let me just flip it upside down and flip those out. So those are all right here. So yeah, that's basically all we have to do. And then we're going to need to do one more thing with this controller, which is take out this D-pad spot right here. There's going to be some screws in there. I already took them out just because I didn't want to have to unscrew them. But what you're going to need is a really tiny screwdriver. You can see right here. This is the one that I am using for to unscrew those screws. Pretty small, so you're going to want to have one of those to unscrew them. But once you've done that, there's going to be two little metal pieces in there. You can see, or they're not metal, they're plastic right here, but it's black, so you can't really see it that well. Anyways, you just want to push those in, and then pop them each through. So do it one by one, just pop them through, because that's what's holding this little D-pad into place. So you want to pop those through with like a screwdriver or something. Let me see if I can do it real quick. It's hard to do it behind the camera. Alright, so as you can see right here, this was the piece that I was talking about. Basically, I was trying to pop, where is it? These pieces through, so they were sticking through, and I was trying to pop them like this. So you want to get them together and then pull it out. But we do need this piece right here. No. This piece right here to put on our golden controller. So we're going to have to save this, but the black D-pad for your Xbox, you can just put off to the side with the rest of the components for your black controller, because you're not really going to need that anymore. Now let's take a look at the motherboard. Alright, so the next step in taking the shell off your Xbox controller is you're going to need to take these thumbsticks right here, so your left and right triggers. You're going to want to take those off. Now, as you can see on this side, you can see it's impossible to really take off this white piece. You're going to have to be a soldering expert. You know, you're going to have to solder stuff together, but we can actually just individually take off the triggers, which is what we're going to do. Now, you can see right here we have this piece, which actually bends in like this. We're going to want to actually remove this from the black piece. So what we do is we take it like this, we push it off to the side, and then push it down, and it will go down. And you see that you have this black piece released now, so that we can move it freely without this white piece. So yeah, and then we're actually going to want to, let me just zoom the camera out just a little bit. All right, then we're going to want to take these two pieces, so this piece right here and this piece right here, and separate them so that we can pop this controller, this trigger through without any problem. So we just pop it like that, and it'll come off like this, and then you'll see we'll have a spring underneath there, so we want to save that. And then the rest of the thing is easy. You just sort of pull it off right here, and we have our right trigger off. Do the same process for the left one, just pop that through, and then we're going to want to separate these two pieces right here. So just separate them. Yeah, it's a little difficult. Sometimes you got to use a screwdriver or something to separate the pieces. And make sure your spring doesn't go anywhere. So save the spring, and then just take the trigger off right there. And we can take the black triggers away. And what we're going to want to do now is go ahead and put the gold triggers on. So we're actually ready to start applying the golden pieces to the controller. So what we're going to want to do is go in complete reverse of what we just did. So we're actually going to do the complete opposite. Take the springs right here, pop them on here. And actually, I'm going to pop it on here first, and then put it into the controller. So let me just do that. There we go. Now we want to slide this back into place. Let me just quickly slide this in right here. So we slide that back on. And then the next step is to put the spring back through. It's a little difficult to do behind camera, but anyways, put the spring back on here. And then put it, there's going to be a little indent in the trigger that you're going to want to put it on right here. And then slide it over. And then we're going to want to take this white piece right here and sort of push the thumbstick to the side so that we can get this indent right here. We're going to want to take this and get it into the white part. So we got to get the white part back up where it was before. So let's just quickly move it back up like this. And you can see right there, we slid it back in. So now it is attached to the white part, which is what we wanted. So then you're going to have to do the same thing for the other side. Take this, pop it on, slide the thumbstick or the trigger back on here, and it's really easy to do. It's honestly super easy. So we pop that on, and then we're ready to attach it to the indent. There'll be a little indent in the thumbstick, or I mean in the trigger that you want to put the spring, attach it to. It's really easy to find, and push it over like that. And then we're going to take the white part, and we're going to attach it to the the trigger. Keep calling it a thumbstick. So push it over, push them both over, and we have them back on. So you can see both of these are attached, and they have the springs on the inside to bring them back into place. That is actually how you're going to put the triggers back on. Now that we've actually installed the triggers, the rest of the installation is a breeze, trust me. Alright, so what we're going to need for this next part is we're going to need our gold buttons, so our A, B, Y, and X buttons. They're not actually listed on there, but I'll show you in a sec why it's really easy to install these. So we're going to need those and that. And as you can see, we already have a plastic piece on there. That's where your Xbox button is going to go. And we're also going to need our start and select button. Okay, so the reason that the A, B, and X, Y buttons is so easy is because, as you can see right here, they have little notches on the side. Now, these little things right here actually label which button they are. So when you go to install it, the button will only work on a certain one. So let's go ahead and try it real quick. It honestly doesn't really matter which button you use because they don't have any labels on them. So you can pretty much use whatever button you want. But it does have a little combination right here, so only the correct one will fit. So that was the Y button right there. But when you try to slide them in, it's really simple. It's so easy to solve that you'll do it easily. Trust me. But let me just finish sliding these in. So they only fit certain spots, so that is good. So you're not going to get the buttons mixed up on accident or anything like that. Alright, and now that we've done that, we can put our Xbox button in, which is really easy. We just slide that in right here. Once again, it also has the notches on there, so you're not going to have a problem with that. And the start and select button both do as well, so let me just put these in and put that one in right there. Alright, so on the front, let me see if I can flip it over without the buttons falling out. You can see that we do have it all set up pretty good right there. But what we're going to do next is take the pieces that we saved a second ago. So remember those rubber pieces that were on the inside of the black controller? We're actually going to take those now and we're going to put them over the buttons that we just installed. So these rubber pieces right here, you can see these. We're going to take these, and what you want to do is you want to line them up with the buttons on your Xbox controller. There's only one way to put it, so it's pretty easy to solve. So put that right there and then do that. Next up, what we're going to want to do is take the button that we saved from the D-pad. See this? No, not that one. So this button right here, which was on the D-pad, we're going to need to bring that back, and we're going to want to install this on our controller now. So take your golden D-pad right there, and you're going to want to slide this part in on the bottom. So hold up, give me a second. It also has the little notches, so it's really easy to do this, figure it out. Super simple. Anyway, so we put that on, and then on the back, you can't really see it, but what we're going to do is we're going to slide our D-pad in, and you'll hear a little clicking sound because it'll lock into place. Those little notches will go in there, and that just means that it's locked into place. Now, what you're going to want to do after that is there's going to be two little tiny screws. They are microscopic. Trust me, they are very small. You're going to want to get those screws, and you're going to want to install them into your D-pad, so just screw them down. There's two holes in there. Alright, so once you have finished installing those screws on your D-pad, you're going to want to do the same thing that you did with the buttons and put this over it because it is how it detects when you actually press down on the D-pad. So just line it up. There's going to be a little screw thing right there that you're going to want to line it up with, but it's pretty simple. Once you've done that, you can bring back the motherboard. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And what we're going to want to do is actually finish installing this. So take the motherboard, line up the little thumbsticks, and then take the rumble packs and put them in their little spots over here. So just put them down in there. It's not too hard to figure out. There's little indents right here, so you just want to slide the rumble packs into that. And once you've done that, all you have to really do is line up the thumbsticks, or the buttons, and then the thumbsticks, and push them through. It's pretty simple to figure out. Just make sure that you do it right. There we go. So you can see that it slid down. And yeah, so we're ready to actually go ahead and put the back on now. So we take the back, just make sure, hey, wait a second, make sure that the thumbsticks are all the way through. You can see they are, in fact, all the way through, no problems there. So we'll go ahead and keep going on. So once we've done that, we're ready to install the back of the controller now. Just slide this in, but remove the battery pack first because you're going to want to line up these right here, which is where your battery is going to go. See those right there? Make sure that they line up with the little rows right on the bottom of there, you see. So slide them in right there. they are in fact lined up, and then we're going to want to push our triggers down and slide this actually on. So we got the back shell and the front shell now installed for the controller. All the buttons are properly lined up. Our D-pad works, buttons, press good, no problems there. Okay, so now we're actually going to want to finish screwing this controller on, so get your screws back out and get ready to screw them back on. Alright, so just a tip when you're actually screwing the screws back in for your controller, make sure that you get them nice and tight so your controller is not going to be like moving around, the shell isn't. So just make sure that you get them all in nice and tight as far as they can go, but not break the controller. But it's a good idea just to get them really tight so that you're not going to have a problem with the controller shell like moving or anything like that. But it's pretty simple to know when they are all the way in. Just make sure that they're tight because you don't want this controller shell to move around or anything like that. Alright, so finally you are done installing your controller. Just make sure that you tightly screw in all the screws on the back of your controller, and don't forget that little secret one in the back of your controller right there. It's pretty easy to find, no problems there. But we got a fully functional Xbox controller. As you can see right here, lights are on, lighting up to indicate that the controller is working. No problems there. If you follow this tutorial correctly, you should have a new controller up and running in no time. It doesn't have to be gold, but the gold one does look pretty awesome. It does work with any shell though, so if you want to install a Modern Warfare 3 shell or a brown shell or a blue shell, any of them will work with this process that I just showed you guys. So anyways, check out Mods Extreme down below. Thanks to them for providing the shell and the buttons to make this tutorial possible. So thanks to them. Check out their website down below. There'll be a link in the description. If this video helped you out, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video and let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video, and if you want to subscribe to be updated whenever I upload new videos, that'd be great too. Click that button up there. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll catch you in my next ones. See ya.